My name's Judy. I had MCS and chronic fatigue syndrome for, I think, about 21 years. I became ill when my ex-husband and I built a house in 1990, and I was exposed to building materials and accidentally sprayed with some pesticide. And within a year, I went from a very happy, healthy, very high-functioning person. I'm a physician, and I was the chief medical officer for Social Security Disability at the time. I couldn't work. I had tremendous food allergies. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Life was horrible. But I did not know. No one connected building the house to this. So I continued to live in the house and going from doctor to doctor and being treated, being very invalidated by the medical profession. It was very difficult. And finally, with this, as it happens so frequently, I ended up leaving my husband. The marriage fell apart, and I moved out. And so I knew I was chemically sensitive. Went to remodel the kitchen in 2009. There's a whole non-toxic building industry, hired someone, and so many people don't believe this is real, and he was probably one of them. And at the end of the job, he had used all kinds of usual things, non-toxic, toxic things, and I became really sick, and I recognized that it was what had happened to me before, but now it was the MCS was 10 times worse. Had to move out of my house and was basically homeless. I found out about this program. I decided to have a completely non-toxic home built. And so I called the people from EcoNest in Santa Fe to find out about building a home. And Dave Madden said, well, we'll help you, but you might want to talk to Kevin, who just found this new treatment and he's well. And I said, give me his number. And that was this last January in 2012, called him, and he was so excited, and he shared his story. And I said, when is the next seminar? And we looked on the internet, and I live in Albuquerque. There was one nearby coming up in, I think, 6 weeks in Tucson. There was one very soon in British Columbia. I said, I'm going to British Columbia. So that's how I found out. My sense of smell has shifted. I'm still aware of fumes. At work, I just returned to work in July, and they are painting, and they're not using zero VOC paint. They're using the regular paint. And one of the nurses was complaining, because I am in the area where they're painting, and I'm aware of the fumes, but I had a normal reaction. After being there all day, I had a little headache, which, is a normal reaction, not the MCS reaction. Before, when I had MCS, I used to joke and say, I could get a job as a drug-sniffing dog. And because I could detect odors miles away. I notice that I still smell things, not so acutely, and that they don't affect me. And what a wonderful surprise. An added benefit, such a wonderful surprise, is that I noticed I was also recovering from PTSD, and this helped so much with that. I would say to someone who is suffering from MCS, chronic fatigue, electrical sensitivity, PTSD, fibromyalgia, if you've heard about this program and you haven't done it, you need to do it. There is hope for you. I know what it feels like to feel completely hopeless. I know what it feels like to have tried what you think is everything. I know how it feels to think, well, I know of a treatment in Dallas that will take all of my resources and then some. But I'm going to do it. And I know how all of that feels. This works. It works. And so I would encourage you to immediately, as fast as you can, get on the next plane. Do this. Do it. Attending, I would recommend, if you can, at all, make it at all possible. Yes, the DVD is valuable, but if you can attend a seminar, do that. The contact with other people suffering from this is invaluable. Getting all your questions answered, having all of it, learning the training from someone, a coach right there, and guiding you and saying, no, this is not the way to do it, this is the way to do it. Sharing stories, just all of the learning that goes on in a group and the interaction with other people suffering from the same thing is invaluable. So I would really recommend the in-person program if you want the best result. As a psychiatrist, 1/3 of my boards is in neurology, so I have studied the brain quite a bit, and neuroplasticity has been around, but it has not been used, and I'm seeing it now used for a lot of varied disorders. And the limbic system is very sensitive. It is to trauma, and that is what we have suffered. We have suffered an injury to the limbic system in the brain, and this is the appropriate treatment. It's the best treatment that works. Now, I am a healthy, happy person who lives in that house and moves freely about the world. I'm back at work.